Hello YouTube, Fnaf here, back in the video. Today we are going over the Five Nights at Freddy's Haunted Wave review version 2. This is my second time making this in a long time. Last one was made in 2023. That video will be uploaded alongside this as the older copy. This is the newer copy I'm reviewing. So without further ado, let's get into it, starting with Freddy Fazbear. Alright, mine currently has Protector on, so this might be a little bit more finicky because I don't have much space on my table at the moment. I do have some. Here is Freddy's box. Mine kind of did get crushed over time because I accidentally put a chair under it and the chair wasn't high enough. So it kind of crushed the box. So here is Haunted Freddy. You have a haunted figure. No, you have Haunted Freddy with the vinyl figure plastered on it, while you have Haunted Freddy right here. A crying child. Here is the side of the box. It starts the window with the Bonnie poster. Here is the front of the box. It says Haunted Freddy vinyl figure. Youtooz collectibles. Ignore the creasing veils from a chair. And on the side you have more artwork of Haunted Freddy. Alright, now here is Haunted Freddy's box. As you can see here, he is number 25 in the set. Youtooz collectibles. Front of Five Nights at Freddy's collection on the bottom. Haunted Freddy vinyl figure. Haunted Freddy on the left side. More artwork on the left side of that. You have a door closing. The Fnaf one door closing with Haunted Freddy outside of the door. The crying child and Freddy. Then for the character quotes right here, you have, in the hearts of these kids, these characters will live on. Then on the side it says it's a tragedy. Then inside the box, give me one second, this one's kind of hard to do, but I will say there is more artwork on the top of the box. Then yeah, I gotta open this like that there because it's already wrapped up. And it says, give me a second. Then on top of the box it says we want to go home. Taking Haunted Freddy off the shelf, as you can see here, you do get a haunted spirit on original Freddy. As you can see here, he is his original counterpart, just he's more like darker brown. I'll get a comparison out later. But yeah, to go with the details of this figure, as you can see here, he's a base brown color. Obviously, he's a dark brown bear. That's obvious. He has his his base of his feet, paws of his feet, painted on with a lighter tan. You do have some of the animatronic indentations poking out with the legs and arms, but it's not much. It's still like one stagnant piece, like the original ones were. You have the paw pads painted on in a light tan color. His bow tie is in black, and his belly is in a light tan color as well. His mouth is like fully open, kind of like the jump scare pose when the possessed jump scare Freddy pose. Yeah, and you have his white teeth, black inside the mouth, the free speckles for his freckles, the black nose. His eyes do look really sad for some reason. You have two blue Youtooz eyes with the black shadow around it. You do have a crying child right here. Just be careful. These things do feel flimsy, so be extremely careful of these when handling the haunted figures, because they are barely attached. They're partially glued in, but if these fall off, you're cooked basically. You have to buy a number one, or B, you have to re-stick them in, and there'll be some glue stains basically. But yeah, his top hat is a fully black color. His ears are accurate. I never knew this when I was reviewing my other Freddy merch. But yeah, his ears are accurate. They're supposed to be darker brown inside the ears, not just a lighter brown, which makes no sense in my eyes, because the whole this is just a personal thing, but he has lighter tan all around his body except his ears. I don't understand that. But yeah, I think that's basically it for a Haunted Freddy. Let's rate the figure. Oh wait, before we get to that, hit the crying child. Black Youtooz eyes with the gray tears painted and sculpted on. Really phenomenal figure. It is made in a translucent clear color. And it looks very nice, and I do recommend these figures. Alright, now how would I rate Haunted Freddy out of 10? Honestly, considering this is made for the Fnaf movie, it is more game inspired. Fnaf movie 1 with the whole thing being game inspired. I would say this is a phenomenal figure. It doesn't match I mean, it's a little bit better than Funko's, but even then, it's not that much better, honestly. It is better than original Freddy, I would say. Oh yeah, speaking of which, here is a comparison between the original Freddy and the Haunted Freddy. Original Freddy is on the left, and Haunted Freddy is on the right. And as you can see here, they are quite similar. Very similar, actually. The only thing different about them is their poses. And, you know, Haunted Freddy have more endoskeleton parts showing. But other than that, they're practically the same. I know Youtooz wants to keep these consistent, but even then, the brown on the right side is more darker than the original. I think, and the eyebrows are different too, which I didn't even realize I was inaccurate. But yeah, so overall, it's still a good figure, and I don't know why my camera's acting funky now because there's just like two dark bears on the screen, but whatever. Yeah. So basically, here's original Freddy, and then there's Haunted Freddy. This one's 2022. This one's 2023. Pretty phenomenal figures, if you ask me. But Freddy could use more detail, like on his microphone. He could use a slight remake. This one's pretty much fine how it is. Honestly, it's a haunted variant, so it's pretty cool. Now, yeah, let's get on to Bonnie. All right, next up here we have is Haunted Bonnie. As you can see on this box, as you can see here, it says Haunted Bonnie vinyl figure in white. You have the art of the character or art of the figure. Youtooz collectibles. Here is the left side. As you can see here, it says Five Nights at Freddy's, Haunted Bonnie. Oh no, Five Nights at Freddy's with the Bonnie poster. And on the front, sorry that's so dusty and crusty. I'm sorry about that. It's been on the floor. Haunted Bonnie vinyl figure. And on the left side, you have Haunted Bonnie again with the Youtooz art. Then, before I forget about this time, here's Haunted Bonnie on the top. Here is Haunted Bonnie's box. He is number 28 out of the Youtooz Collectibles Five Nights at Freddy's collection. And as you can see here, it says Haunted Bonnie vinyl figure with his artwork on the side. Here's the left side with Haunted Bonnie being closed off by the door, with the crying child on top of him, and you know, just more grease stains from the door. Then here's one of the quotes. It says, "One parent likened them to reanimated carcasses with Youtooz collectibles and, you know, copyright and all that stuff on the bottom." Really nice artwork, I will say. This artwork looks very, very nice. I just wish it wasn't covered up. Then it says, "Parents reportedly noticed what appeared to be blood and mucus around the eyes and mouths of the mascots." And the final quote is, "Where is that foul odor coming from?" Alright, now starting off with Haunted Bonnie himself. As you can see here, so he's in a jump scaring position. And as you can see here, he is based off his original counterpart. As you can see right here, he looks very similar. We'll get to the comparisons later on. But to start off with this figure with its details. Alright, so starting off with this figure's details, as you can see, he does not have paw pads as Freddy, but he has more humanoid hands, which does not fit the animatronics aesthetics. He does have the more ball-shaped teeth, which is more splayed out. He has a red bow tie, gray belly, gray on the underfeet, or grayish lavender for the underfeet, or the paws of the feet. I don't know exactly what to call it. You do have the animatronic indentations that are molded in. It's slightly molded in, but it's not as noticeable as some other animatronics. On the back here, you do have some very noticeable animatronic indentations. Not much to go over, just like slight indents, and you have the shoulder pads. That's on both sides. Now for paintwork, you do have a fully black mouth. This is fully 3D, as you can see right here. And you have 3 black speckles for his freckles, which is inaccurate. He's not supposed to have these at all. He's only supposed to have like a basic muzzle, no freckles at all. He has a black nose, red eyes, black shadow around his eyes. His ears are just the same as his original counterpart, which are, you know, just your typical pointy, small, rectangle ears, triangle and rectangle ears. You do have like some animatronic indentations on those. You do have a little bit of like, I'm trying to get this in. You do have a little bit more of an animatronic indentation right there, with the gray painted on. And you have a crying child on top, which is, you know, just your typical Crying Child for this wave, he's just hanging on, and it's just, you know, typical tears and black eyes for Youtooz. Nothing really much to go over with Bonnie. He's pretty simple, minus his box. But yeah, he's quite round, I will say that. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but he does have red bow tie, and these were made in 2023. And these are glued to the bases, so they are not removable at all. As you can see, they're not popping off. They are glued, and they're probably not going to come out. Probably, but there's still a chance they could. But yeah, let's get on to his comparison. Alright, now comparing Bonnie to his original counterpart, which is on the left, as you can see here, he's more of a darker lavender, violet indigo color, while this other one's just straight up purple. And I don't know if this is just mine, because like mine has gotten dirty and yellowed over years. I just hope this doesn't break, actually. Mine does have a few chips on it, because it's been in containers sometimes. But yeah, Bonnie here, he is prone to yellowing or getting dirty, one of those. I gotta clean this off. It feels dirty. I can't tell if it's dirt or it's just, you know, yellowing. But just be careful with his ears, because his ears on mine are getting flimsy. As you can see here, it's bending down a little bit on one of these. They're decently strong, but they're not as strong. But yeah, this one's in a guitaring, rocking out position, while this one's just in a jump scare position. This one has a crying child, this one doesn't. And yeah, practically same mold, just in different iterations. I mean, this one's in a lighter purple, this one's more in a darker purple. Even then, that could be because of yellowing, I'm not entirely sure. Before we continue further, I'm just going to rate these guys as a group, not as an actual, you know, individual characters. Because, like, these are pretty simple, and they're just their original ones technically rehashed into different poses. So I'm not going to count these as its own individual characters, just different groups. So yeah. Now let's get on to the chicken of a group. The chicken who loves to eat, the pizza knight, and let's get on to Chica. Alright, just so we don't rehash everything, like go over the same thing, this is the same exact box type as Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy. Except for the quotes inside the box and the artwork inside the box. This is just your typical sleeve. Nothing much to go over. I'm just lazing out on this part because, like, you know, it's practically the same thing. You just have a different text font. You don't have a different text font. You have a different text for the character. Instead of Haunted Bonnie, it's Haunted Chica. Same vinyl figure. You have Haunted Chica on the side, and then Haunted Chica on the top. And I think on the back is just your artwork. Yeah, it's just the artwork on the back. Yeah, let's get this box open and get to the quotes, and then we'll go on from there. Alright, now with Chica, she is number 26 in the set, as you can see here. Haunted Chica vinyl figure, Five Nights at Freddy's collection with her artwork. Then on the left side, you have her artwork again. And on the back, it has Chica grabbing for the camera. It says, 5 children reported missing. Suspect has been convicted. The bodies were never found, with Chica jump scaring or just grabbing up towards the camera. It says, local pizzeria said to close by year's end. And opening the top up. Then with opening the top, you have Chica's most infamous quote, I would say. It says, I was the first, I saw everything. Alright, now with Haunted Chica here, as you can see here, you have the crying child on top of her head. As you can see here, it's just like at an angle with her leg forward. Same paint as all the others with the dark gray and black. Her Youtooz eyes are roughly the same as the original, just a pink and black outline, a black shadow around that. You have her eyebrows in black painted on. You have her nostrils painted on in black color. You have her bill, her beak, and her bill. No black inside the mouth, oddly enough. It's just, you know, it could have used some black in there. But yeah, you have white teeth around there, which is like more of like Freddy's and a mix of Freddy's and Bonnie's. There is some paint leakage right there. You have her Let's Eat printed on with all the speckle patterns around it. You have the endoskeleton neck popping out. You have her little duck feet, not little duck feet, but you have her chicken feet. Nothing much to go over here. 2023's S Coffin. Pretty generic figure, I would say. She's just a basic yellow chicken. Her arms going towards her back. Let's Eat, and on the back you have no continuation of her bib, actually. Probably because it would be like covered up because her head is so leaned backwards. But yeah, that's it for Chica. Let's move on to her comparison, because there's really not much to go over on here. Pizza time. Sorry, I had to say that. Yeah, so here is the original Chica compared to Haunted Chica. As you can see here, she is quite different. Her eyebrows are a lot slimmer, and she doesn't have her, like, cupcake. Which it would have been interesting if on the base it had, like, a checkerboard pattern, and they had a haunted cupcake right here. Like, with the cupcake having red eyes or something like that, or white eyes right here, that would have been really interesting. But yeah, the cupcake has only been, like, made once into figure form, which is very shocking in my opinion. But yeah, well, not including the variants, obviously. But yeah, as you can see here, this one's worn a more leaning forward. This one's just a standard Showtime pose, while all this other stuff is just like practically rinse and repeat. I will be remaking a review on these two. I just gotta get the footage, make a thumbnail, and all that stuff. These ones are probably gonna be a lot more difficult, but yeah, Haunted Chica, really nice. I will say that. Alright, now without rinsing and repeating everything from the previous sleeves, here is Haunted Foxy. As you can see, he's number 27 in the set. You have his artwork on top. Number 27 in the set, Haunted Foxy vinyl figure, Five Nights at Freddy's collection, with the Five Nights at Freddy's Haunted Foxy silhouette, not silhouette. Artwork. Then you have artwork on the back with the door again. This says, I cannot talk. Then it says, they say suspect dressed as a mascot to earn the children's trust, but Foxy jumps trying to get out of a vent or something like that, or if we're coming out the window. And you have a crying child popping out of it, a haunted spirit popping out of Foxy. It says they were never found. Then let's open the top of the box and see what quote's inside. For Foxy's top quote, it says, "Where are we?" Alright, now bringing Haunted Foxy to the stage. As you can see here, he has a crying child on the left side of his arm where his hook is. As you can see here, he has his endoskeleton legs. As you can see right there, I'm going to bring this up. As you can see with Haunted Foxy, you have his endoskeleton legs, his rips and tears on his suit, his brown pants or shorts, whatever you want to call it. His hand is clenched in a fist. I never realized that originally, I don't think. You have two black holes for his suit, and you have a red arm. And as you can see here, you have a tan torso with the more of a damage. You don't have the endoskeleton poking out, which is super odd because that's a part of his character. You have a huge gash on the back of his suit, or at least two of them. You have more small indents on his suit, and more little animatronic, just scuffs and cuts. And you have his animatronic endoskeleton neck, as you can see right there. Nice little, not nice little, but nice animatronic gray detailing. And it has like little indents or like stuff around there. Then for his head, as you can see here, you have brown inside the ears, which is, I think, accurate or inaccurate. It should be like a light tan, or it should be brown, which is accurate. I don't really remember. You have his white teeth, 5 freckles on each side, his black nose. His mouth is fully hollow, as you can see there. You do have some black painted on there inside there, unlike Chica. Then you have the black eye patch lifted upwards, and as you can see here, it's just like cuts off right there. Black eye patch is painted on with the yellow eyes, and as you can see, it's lifted upwards with a small pinch of gray. And you have his free tuft of hair. Nothing much to go over. He's a mostly simple fox, I would say. Let's go in comparison. As you can see here with Foxy, there is a major difference between these two. Foxy looks like he's jump scaring or jumping towards the crowd, while Haunted Foxy is just slumped over to the side, as you can see here. Nothing really much on. These are basically the same details, except this one has smaller feet, this one has larger feet. The poses are different, the details are a little bit different inside the mouths. But overall, it's pretty much the same figure, I would say. Except this one's more cooler, and it was limited to 5 days only. This one was just limited to 2 weeks or a month. I don't remember. I think it was 2 weeks, yeah. But yeah, I would say this is the better option of the two, or you can get this one as a Showtime fan. But yeah, the same details on the Crying Child. I forgot to mention that. It's just white, gray, and black. Nothing much to go over, just monochrome. But yeah, let's get on to the last figure, Golden Freddy. Alright, now we have the last one of the set, Haunted Golden Freddy. As you can see here, as you can see here on the box, you have a Haunted Golden Freddy silhouette, Haunted Golden Freddy vinyl figure, Five Nights at Freddy's collection. Sorry, I'm going to refer to this really fast. I've been over this a few times. The Haunted Golden Freddy on here with the artwork of him reaching out. Then it says on the back of the box, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has announced it will close by year's end. This says vanished without a trace. And inside the top of the box, wait, I forgot to go over something. On top of this box, you have the Golden Freddy artwork again. Then going back to the box, let's open this up and see what's inside. Then inside the box, it says, "Who was I?" Alright, now with Goldilocks here, it's really different compared to his original counterpart, but not by much. It's mainly just the pose and the Crying Child, basically. But yeah, to bring it up, to show it here, as you can see here, you have a Crying Child reaching out with the black and gray eyes, black tears with the gray eyes, black eyes with the gray tears. You do have the hollow suit painted on in black, and as you can see here, you do have a black bow tie. You do have a damage on his leg, which is partially accurate, partially inaccurate. And it does look like a tree or a broccoli, honestly. But yeah, really nothing much. It's just your typical yellow bear. But I do like the face a lot. He's very menacing. He's very angry. And you have the yellow for his ears. No animatronic indentations, which I didn't even realize that originally. But that's a letdown. It should have some gray or like some black at least. Black top hat, black angry eyebrows. Oddly enough, you do have like shiny black eyes for the Youtooz eye, and then just hollow matte black for the hollowness. You have free freckles on each side, black inside the mouth, or like original Freddy had. On the back, there's really nothing much to go over. And yeah, that wraps it up for Golden Freddy. Let's get on to his comparison, because this was a pretty simple figure, but yeah. Here is two Goldilocks side by side. I'm at Golden Freddy side by side. As you can see here, one is slumped over while grabbing towards you. I think this pose is more inspired off of AR, while this one's just inspired off of Fnaf 1. Sorry if I keep doing that stuff, I can't help it for some reason. I don't know why I keep doing that. But yeah. I did forget to mention you do have paw pads like original Freddy, but it's very hard to see because it's just yellow on top of yellow. While this one has more brighter yellow, he's still slumped over. He has his microphone as well. Nothing much. But yeah, let's end off the video with the overview and ratings of the whole set. Alright, now rating the whole Haunted Wave out of 10, honestly, I'm going to have to give it like an 8. While there's some paint inaccuracies, no, a 9. There's a small bit of paint inaccuracies. Overall, the figures are quite nice. They get the point across that the figures are haunted and possessed by animatronics. No, animatronics are possessed by, unfortunate souls. And yeah, here's my display. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 or 9 out of 10. Really phenomenal figures. This was released around the Fnaf Movie 1 release. You can still get them on places like eBay, Mercari, etc. in the US. No longer found in stores. You can find Freddy for 50 plus, Bonnie for 70 plus, Chica probably for 30 plus, Foxy I think is 70 plus, and Golden Freddy is probably 100 plus or less. I don't know the exact amount on Golden Freddy. I know he's a little bit more popular because he's a little bit more, desirable. Freddy's less desirable because he's essentially a less cooler rehash of Golden Freddy. So he's like $50, $54, 60, probably like 30, 40, 60 to 80, 90 to probably like 75 minimum. I'm just going guesstimates right here from what I've seen in the past. But yeah, here's my Fnaf 1 shelf with all the original haunted animatronics. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.